like for you to get these last 2 weeks of game action and finally kind of get a taste of NFL O-line play?
It's been great. It's great to just be able to play football again. It's been fun to be able to play against somebody in a different colored jersey. So it's been great for sure.
What have you learned about kind of where your game is at just after kind of going back and watching the tape on these games?
A lot of things to learn still, of course. I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement in the consistency area. Just keep stringing things together, with my footwork and my hands. But I feel like there's a lot of place to go. Good start so far.
Thank you.
Jordan Renan.
Hey, Marcus, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
What have you made of the opportunity, of slowly sort of working your way up the depth chart, even playing some left tackle there the other night?
I just go out there and try and be the best version of myself each day. Not really, paying attention to where I'm at. I just want to be the best football player that I can. So just doing what I can each day to get better and whatever comes with it.
When Charlotte kind of asked you to evaluate yourself, you kind of mentioned what you thought you had to work on. What do you look at and think you're doing well when you went and looked at the tape, really from the preseason and joint practices and training camp?
Getting the job done first is the most important thing. Make sure you're blocking your assignment and blocking it well. I'd say that has been a good start for me as well. But there's things like technique wise that I'd like to clean up and just staying consistent throughout the game.
Dan Duggan.
Hey, Marcus. Just curious what it's like, not just adjusting to the NFL, but having played both sides. Correct me if I'm wrong, you mostly played right tackle in college, right?
Yeah.
Last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So what's it like been getting that work on the left side lately?
It's cool. It's nice, being able to go from, both sides, left to right, without too much of a hiccup. But I think it's a good opportunity for me to, be able to showcase my ability and be able to get working, both positions. The more you can do is better.
You make it sound kind of easy, but guys, usually say it's a pretty drastic change, though, right? How have you been able to, perform just as well on both sides?
Just being able to, trust myself, trust my technique, trust my ability, stick to the fundamentals, and not try to get too crazy with things. I try not to think of it too much as a challenge or how hard it is, and just play football. You know what I mean?
And last one, obviously Drew has been on the field, so you've been able to maybe learn from that way. But just having a guy who's been as productive as he's been in the league, how has he been able to help you? Because again, it's not like you can do it on the field, but maybe in the meeting rooms or behind the scenes.
Yeah, I love getting advice from Drew. He's a fantastic football player. Anytime I have the chance to ask him about what he's seeing or what he's seen on film or what he saw at practice that day, I do, because I respect his game and I respect his opinion. So yeah, I'm always picking his brain.
Gotcha. Thanks.
No problem.
Heidi Trina.
Hey, Marcus, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Just to follow up on that last question, what's something that Drew has told you that was kind of like an aha moment for you?
I'd say there's just been a lot of small things here and there when it comes to technique, like when it comes to my pass set or my hands or my placement of my hands. I'd say one of the biggest things is like telling me to slow down, not trying to always snap out of my stance, be so explosive out of it. Play at your tempo. You don't always have to try and be the fastest out there.
And some people say that, for a young offensive lineman in a rookie season, that power can be more overpowering and speed can be more overpowering. What have you found to be, the toughest challenge for yourself, power or speed?
Between the two, I'd probably say power. Yeah.
Any particular reason why? Technique or moves that guys have put on you?
I'd just say that's harder to deal with than speed. Growing up playing basketball, I feel like I have a better chance of mirroring somebody. But yeah, I'd say power for sure is the harder one to deal with.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Jordan Renan.
Hey, Marcus. You kind of came in with Jackson. He's part of that rookie group of yours. I would think you have a good feel for him. You've spent a lot of time with him in practice. What's he like? How would you describe his personality and sort of his voice in the huddle?
He's he's confident in the huddle. I know there's a lot going on back there, for the quarterbacks and whatnot. And I feel like he's done a great job of staying cool, staying composed, and leading the offense when he does. He's a funny guy. He's great to be around. He's a good person. So I'm glad he's on our team.
How does he maybe compare, like with his personality and the way he handles it compared to some of the other quarterbacks?
I'd say, he's, a younger guy, so he's, funnier at times. So like there's the older guys are maybe more mature at times, but Jackson is funny. I could say the same thing for myself. Rookies are rookies, but there's veterans in the room, and you can tell the difference sometimes as to how, each one carries himself. But I think Jackson's a great guy to be around.
Appreciate it, man.
Last one, Charlotte Carroll.
Just wanted to follow up on that. What was he like when you guys are running that up-tempo no huddle on Saturday? I guess how he's handling that and commanding. I think you mentioned he was calm, but what he's like in that situation.
Yeah, I love playing with Jackson. He takes command, kind of like I said earlier. He knows what he's doing. He gets everybody where they're supposed to be, and he gets the job done. So it's great being able to play with a quarterback like that and come in at the same time. We're close, so it's awesome.